The three things that laid our foundation in the 60s were the construction of the Capitol Beltway, the construction of Tyson's Corner Center, and the construction of Dulles Airport.
Verlin Smith was one of the patriarchs. He was a land broker who sold most of Fairfax County at one point or another, and he would often tell stories about Tyson's Corner converting from selling by the acre to by the square foot, and how people thought he was crazy when he tried to sell it that way.
He came from a crossroad where Route 7 was a two-lane road and Route 123 was a two-lane road, and when you went down 7 eastward, you'd go over a bridge that was only about 1.5 lane wide. I can remember almost having my elbow taken off one day, and it's gone from that into one of the top city areas in the country, and I think it's a result of location, it's a result of the politicians that have been both at a state level and a supervisor level here in the county, and it's grown into, in my mind, one of the top places in the country.
Washington Dulles International Airport has been particularly a positive factor in Northern Virginia. Granted, it's been good for the entire metropolitan Washington area, but because it is deep in Northern Virginia, it's had a particularly good effect on Northern Virginia. I think NAIOP has played a big role in the success of Northern Virginia by sort of pulling together a lot of the key part of the development community and supporting things that need to be done. The best example I can think of that is the formation of the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. Dulles Airport was a huge potential, but it wasn't really being realized until the authority was formed with the support of the business interest, NAIOP in particular. And then it was able to invest billions of dollars in Dulles Airport and accommodate the huge growth in air transportation that is key to a lot of this success.
The biggest change we've seen, I think, is the emergence as a technology capital as well. That's probably one of the most defining features over the last decade, is the transformation from a government town to truly one of the major metropolitan commercial capitals in the country.
I think NAIOP has done a great job in trying to formalize the marketing of our product. And I think many people have come to appreciate the standards of excellence, the award ceremony, where you could go and see great things being done by your competitors and by your peers.
NAIOP's best contribution to Northern Virginia is understanding that it had to build a very big table and have everyone sit at it and discuss common problems to arrive at superior solutions to make this community what it is today.
I think an awful lot of people have been involved in the success of Northern Virginia, but what I think really stands out is the successful collaboration between business interests, developers in particular, and local government.
They work together tenuously, I would say. And sometimes it works well and sometimes it doesn't. But it's always a nervous alliance. I think by and large, everyone has benefited from the professionalism in the development industry. And certainly NAIOP has played a part in that, in educating government officials.
Especially on the legislative side, there really wasn't any one group that was speaking for the commercial community. And as the politics, both statewide and local, became more and more important, there had to be a voice for that group.
NAIOP was formed for the development community. It's expanded its role to include brokers, architects, lawyers, bankers. They're all involved now. It's provided a tremendous platform for the development community. It also has a tremendous social consciousness. We are very involved in politics as well as supporting business initiatives in Northern Virginia, and I would see that role only growing stronger as we go forward.
Well, when I came to Fairfax 50 years ago, there was a dairy farming community. And we've changed a lot in 50 years, and I think we will change again in the next 50.
Without growth, you die. It's as simple as that. But you have to have transportation improvements. And we will frankly wither at some point in time if we don't build transportation improvements, because the people are coming.
I think the area immediately surrounding Dulles is sort of the next frontier of the sort of development we've seen in Tysons and going west out the Dulles corridor. I think rail to Dulles will facilitate that a good bit.
Loudoun County has a lot of land area, and they have a very positive economy. They have no slums, they have clean neighborhoods, they have new housing, and they have a young, well-educated workforce. It's the current growth area.
I think the future of Northern Virginia depends on our willingness to invest in our infrastructure, in roads, in transit, in education, in the quality of life.
Northern Virginia won't stop growing. It's a matter of how painful and tortuous the growth is in the future.
We need all three airports to grow. We need Dulles, Reagan, and BWI to grow in this region if we're going to continue to grow.
Opinion that is shared by most government bureaucrats that developers are fair prey for anything they can dream up. The fact that most of the government and citizen groups now ignore the need for affordable housing, those are issues that we didn't have to face. There was a general consensus 30, 40 years ago that we needed infrastructure, we needed schools, we needed affordable housing, and that the community would grow and prosper. That has changed dramatically. Today, the emphasis is not on growth, and prosperity is taken for granted by too many citizens and too many politicians.
The history of the Commonwealth of Virginia has to do with economic development. A lot of people don't necessarily believe that, but we're getting ready to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Jamestown. And unlike those people who went up to Plymouth, the people that came through Jamestown were here because they wanted a better life. They wanted economic development. And that's what we're still all about in the Commonwealth.
I think NAIOP's role in the future is to work with the local jurisdictions and identify potential problems before they become major problems.
It shouldn't be as hard as the last 25 years. The table's been set. There's enough plans to ensure 25 years of continued prosperity. Some lessons you need to learn are that change is inevitable, progress is optional. Cash is king. And if you're not having fun, get out of the business.
There's a lot of opportunity, but I think it's important that the most success will be for those people who recognize our responsibility to give value, to give service, to give quality, and to deal with integrity.